I'm Jackson Irvine, and this is Footballers Unfiltered, where players heading to the 2026 FIFA World Cup sit down together to talk honestly about pressure, pride, and sacrifice. In this episode, we're joined by Amir Murillo, the goal-scoring right-back for Beşiktaş and Panama, one of the few players from Panama to ever establish himself in European football and help carry his country onto the global stage. While Panama's road to qualifying for its second ever World Cup wasn't straightforward, Amir's own place in the squad came into doubt. To give himself the best chance of being there this summer, he's had to move clubs and countries just 5 months before the tournament. Today, we talk about fighting for your dream, what it takes to stay there, and what it means to represent a country that's still carving its place in world football. Right, so Amir, thanks for joining us today. This is a World Cup podcast. This is where we're kind of going to center the conversation around. I wanted to ask you about your relationship with the tournament kind of throughout your life, growing up, like your first memories of the World Cup. Tell me a little bit what the World Cup means to you, like in your life.
Your dream is always to play the World Cup, to represent your country there. The best countries in the world playing this tournament is the best feeling in the world. When I was kid, I never saw my national team play in World Cup. So I used to watch the qualification for World Cup with my grandmother, and she always told me like they will never go there because they always lose. And I always answer she like, when I play for the national team, then we're gonna be in the World Cup. And
how good's that?
It is funny, but my first qualification, I make the World Cup. It was in 2018. So when I was with my grandma, and then after dreams become true. Like
amazing. Actually, funny. So in 2017, I don't know if you know this, but CONCACAF got drawn against AFC for this playoff game, and I remember the last game I was watching because we beat Syria, and we knew we were going to be playing against the team who fell in this position, and it was between Panama, USA, and Honduras on the last match day, and you guys won, and the USA lost, and Honduras ended up in this playoff spot. But we were this close, maybe, to playing each other in this game.
It was crazy. That day was really crazy because in the start of the game we were tore, I think. Then we conceded goal. We were completely out. Then Honduras scored. We were 4 in the playoff game. Then Trinidad, they do the work. They score 3 goals. We get draw with 1-1, and then after in the last minute we score the winning goal. So we go direct. Was really crazy.
Incredible. In 90 minutes you were out. You were in the playoff spot. You were qualified. All different times.
All the position we were there. So it was so crazy that day. Really, really, really crazy.
Yeah, unbelievable. I can't imagine this. A last-minute goal to qualify for your country's first World Cup. Talk to me about those emotions. About what was that like?
The game before we lost against USA 4-0. So at that moment, I think for us was really difficult to believe that we can go direct to the World Cup. And then after when the last game finished and we are direct in the World Cup, it was like a really dream. It's like, yes, we are dreaming, but we are in the real life, So it was amazing feeling.
I hope you got to say to your grandma, I told you.
Yeah, I'm 100% of that she is very proud of me.
And then, obviously we go to 2018, your first World Cup as a player, and for your obviously the country. What was the conversation in Panama like for was there expectation for you guys? Was it more just happy to be there?
Yeah, honestly, it was not expectation, because at that moment we just want to enjoy and we want to be there in the World Cup. Mm-hmm. And also because we have a really hard group. with England and Belgium at that moment was the best team in the world. They both go in the semifinals, so it was really, really hard.
Yeah, it's a tough
But
group.
after we lost the 3 games, but at that moment we were really happy that we make it.
And of course, the England game, sadly was a heavy loss. But in that moment, your team did score the first ever goal for Panama at the World Cup, and this is, that's an incredible thing. What was that? Obviously, maybe bittersweet, but still, what an amazing thing to be a part of.
Yeah, it was good to score the first goal in the World Cup, but I mean, for me, my feeling was the same because we were losing at that moment 6-0. So I never have this feeling to celebrate one goal when we are losing. But
Yeah.
I mean, for the country, it was really, really proud moment because we scored our first goal in the World Cup.
So speaking about England, that gives us a perfect look forward to the upcoming World Cup. And talk to me about the draw. Where did you watch the draw? How do you see England, Croatia, Ghana, 3 top players, Kane, Semenyo, Modric, we're talking again about the world's best. How do you guys feel about your chances going into this time? A bit of a different situation?
Yeah, of course it's different situation. I think this time we have a good team, and it's good for me personally. It's good because if we want to make history in World Cup, we have to do it against the best team. So, and
Absolutely.
this is gonna be really, really good challenge for us.
Yeah, that's a great mentality to go into it with. How have you seen the change in the squad over the last 8 years? Is there a lot of changes? Is it still a core of the same players? Is it how does it look like for you guys in terms of change?
It's not a lot of change because we fell in the World Cup for Qatar 2022. We done qualification and we have the same group, so we have a long time together. And then I think that's why I have really confidence in my teammates because we are together for a long time, and then also because we have players in really good teams and they are doing good there. So, and also when they come for the national team, we are doing really good.
Yeah, well, that's again, that's for yourself now, and look, the level you're playing at, one of the biggest clubs in Turkey, massive fan base, huge city, a lot of expectation. You have other players playing at the top league as well. How do you find it is for players from Panama to come to Europe and play? What do you think the attitude is like? Do you find that it's a little bit more difficult, or has it been quite easy transition to playing in Europe?
For us, is very difficult because we don't have a really professional league in Panama. So for us to come out of our country, we have to play in national team. So then the national team, we can have opportunity outside. But I'm really happy that now we are a lot of players outside Panama, and also we are more here in Europe playing in good teams. And that means that we are doing good in national team, and also we changed the mentality because before that was the problem for us. We have no strong mentality to go out of our country and stay playing football outside. So, and now it's different for us because all the players are playing in very good teams.
When you talk about yourself, you played for, with Anderlecht, with Marseille, with Beşiktaş. It's all clubs with big expectation, with fan pressure, with expectation to win every single game. Do you feel like this helps you when you have to bring this to the national team, this kind of pressure?
Yes, of course. I have a strong mentality, but all the teams that I play give me more confidence, because like you say, when you play in this kind of thing, you have to win all the games because you have a big fans, you have a big team behind you, so you have to win and you have to change your mentality and be strong. And that helped me a lot because like this, I can help my teammates in national team also with my experience to get a different mentality and to try to put our country in different level.
Yeah, definitely, and mentally, but also, tactically, and with the football, you're a modern right back. You like to play high tempo football, exciting, further up the pitch, create the game. Tell us a little bit about your style of football and how that's kind of helped you in Europe and also with the national team.
I used to play striker when I was young.
Yeah?
So
Okay.
that's why I like to...
I've seen a couple of your goals, mate, and I can see now that you've got the
That's
the
why
striker's touch.
I really like to attack and score and assist. So when I start to play right back, I have a problem before in defensive side because I don't play defender. But after, like I told you, I have to change my mentality and then doing my work. That is defensive first and then after attack, and that's helped me a lot when I was in Anderlecht, for example, with company. He helped me a lot on this side because I learned how to defend better, and then after how to attack and be more smart in the game.
Yeah, I can imagine. And, you talk about Vincent Kompany, De Zerbi, you've worked with some of the top coaches in the world. What do you find when you work with this kind of level of coach in your game individually? Like, as you said, you say Kompany has obviously had a big effect on your game. Like, how does that, as a player, help you across?
It's really interesting because I was in MLS, and one day Kompany called me to come to Anderlecht.
Really?
So, and he was playing at that
He was
time.
still
So
playing,
I played with him. I played with him in Anderlecht.
Crazy.
He helped me a lot when he was playing, and after when he became coach, he helped me a lot. Then I was with De Zerbi, who is one of the best coach in this moment, no? And he also helped me to improve my game to have this level now. De Zerbi for me is one of the best in the world.
Tell me a little bit about the situation in January. Obviously, a few months out from the World Cup. You obviously want to be doing the best preparation you can, and then a situation like yours happens. Tell me how that affects you.
Yeah, it was a difficult moment because we just came out from Champions League, and before we had like really high expectation to go through. So when I had this difficult moment with the coach, some problems, and then after I feel like they disrespect me, and that's why I'm now in Beşiktaş, because happened all this kind of thing, and I have the opportunity to come here to change different atmosphere in my mind and different teammates also. And to prepare better for me to go in the World Cup.
Yeah. So when you're told that you're kind of not in the plans, how is that situation when you're feeling a little bit isolated? You were pushed out of the group? Were you made to train by yourself, like apart from the team? Who is kind of your support in this moment? Do you ever have any contact with anyone from the unions, or you have like your own help?
Normally, in this kind of situation, my family is always with me. I was training alone, just thinking to be prepared and then be ready if I have other opportunity. But always my family, my mother, my wife, obviously my two child, they always are with me, so they are my support every time in this situation.
Did you have access to the union? Were you aware of the work that the union can do to help players during these moments?
The situation never go out before that I went out of Marseille. So all these things happen, or all the media know after when I was here in Beşiktaş. So, and I also was always in contact with Juan Ramón Solís, and he knew all my situation. We speak often, so he's like my brother, big brother, so he's always speaking with me.
Yeah, that's great. And, that's something that always, I think players are maybe not so aware of in these situations, the rights that you have and the way the unions and these organizations can support players when, if things are not, you're not being treated fairly, or it's a difficult situation, that there is access to these tools to be able to help you, find a better solution.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about the culture, the fan culture of, in particular, of a club like Beşiktaş, and of course Marseille as well, famous for their fan culture. Does this make a big impact on you as a player when you play for these kinds of clubs that have such a unique and of just huge, fan base?
It's really good when you play with fans like this. They support you and they show you they are behind you every game, and then they are similar. From Marseille fans and Beşiktaş fans, they have something similar because they are always with the team. When you are doing the thing good, they are always behind you, and when the team is not going good, they also are behind you and support you. So that's make you happy to be in the pitch and to give them back every happiness when they go in the stadium.
Yeah. So as you've been, obviously you played in the US, which is, quite close to in terms of travel to Panama, and now since you've been in Europe, flying from Belgium, from France, and now from Turkey, how do you find the travel? When for these national team games, for qualifiers, it's a huge distance to go and recover in a short space of time.
Yeah, it is. It is. Sometimes it's difficult because we have to go for a national team, and I always want to be with the national team. So, but sometimes the flights are so long for us because we play. For example, if we play today, I have to go next day. So sometimes I don't sleep good. Sometimes I have to take two airplanes to go in Panama, and then to be with the national team. Next day I have to train and something like this. And then it's really, you get really tired when the first 3 or 4 days you don't recover it well. But this is the beautiful part of football when you go on national team, because you're going back to your country sometimes, and you reunite with your teammates of some friends that you played when you were young.
I know exactly what you mean. I've played national team for a long time, and that feeling when you go and it's like a second family, when you get back into that environment. But with the travel and with these things, do you feel like it's really understood, especially by, I'm not sure at your club if you have any other players that travel the same distance as you, but like, do you feel like they understand like how difficult this can be, especially, coming there and back, and do they help you with that as well?
All the clubs that I played, they always help me with this kind of thing, because they know that I have to fly long distance, and always when I come back to my club, they always give me one day more to recover, and then after go training. So that helped me a lot, because they understand what I have to do and what I'm doing to play for the team.
That's good. I was going to ask you, do you feel, it sounds like you have a great relationship with your team and with these things that they give you, but do you feel like players should have a little bit more say about how they work fixtures and how this to help us recover, and especially guys like us who travel around the world?
Yes, of course, because we need to get more time to recover, because normally when I come back from national team, always I have game after 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
So sometimes I don't play because I get the risk to get injured. So, and then that's the only thing I think the FIFA maybe have to change, because sometimes it's too close the days to play.
Yeah, sometimes, like I'm sure for you maybe play on a Tuesday night in Panama. You travel Wednesday, and sometimes they put a fixture on the Friday night, and it's just not possible. Well, it is possible, but as you said, it comes with risk of injury, of these things, and as you said, as players, we just kind of have to accept that this is the situation. And deal with it. But yeah, it's, as you say, I agree. I think definitely players should have more of an input on how they put fixtures and how they can help us, because now, as someone like you with your style of game, the demand of the game is so high, the level of physical output is getting higher and higher. and it requires more time to recover, to reach these levels.
That is the risk to get injured all the time.
And like you say, we're seeing it now as we get towards the end of the season, that guys are starting to pick up, some of the top players, and at every level, guys are starting to pick up injuries that could potentially rule them out of a World Cup. How do you as a player balance now, the final weeks of a season with this huge thing on the horizon? Do you find that you play different, or you do anything different in these moments when you know that something is kind of so close?
It's difficult because as a player, you want to play every game, like you want to be there. You want to help your team, you want to score goals, or you want to defend. But when you have the World Cup coming and you see big players getting injured, it's difficult. Even when you say no, because you don't want to think in this, but it's difficult because like every player wants to play the World Cup. And then after, maybe some players change, you have to prepare better or doing more prevention to don't get injured. But in football, you never know. You never know, because you can get injured also in training.
Yeah, you can't plan for everything, but in terms of just the approach, like I know for myself the same. When I play a game, I can only play one way, and that's full gas.
Of course,
like
of course, 100% is no other way to play.
Exactly, but then in the training week, you can maybe manage things a little bit differently, and it's a balance, I guess.
Yeah, of course.
So a bit of a random question, actually. Tell me about the number 62 that you wear. Like, this is not an unusual kind of number.
I know.
Like, how did this come up?
Yeah, I use since I started my professional career. That's why I have, because this is special for me. I want to make my history, So I wanna be like, when the kids look at the 62, they remember me. Like, I wanna use the 62 because Amir Murillo have it before, and he's my idol. So that's why cool. I keep 62 always, because it's like my history,
Yeah, that's great. I the same with the national team. I made my first game in number 22, and I've worn it ever since for 12 years. And just because that's the number that I made my first game in, and I've kept it the whole way, just because that's the one you want people to
and also because
as
when I play my first game in Panama with the 62, my grandma was alive at this moment, so she recognized me for the 62. And that's why I want to keep it also. And it's like I told you, it's my history. So I want to be 62 until the end.
Yeah, amazing. No, that's so cool. And turning our focus back to the World Cup this summer, and tell me about the players that you're excited to see this summer. Obviously going to be playing against Harry Kane, who was on the pitch last night, and the level we're seeing is so high. Tell me, are there any players that you're particularly excited to see?
I'm really fan of Luka Modric, so I'm really happy that he's in our group, that I can play against him.
Yeah, an absolute legend.
I like football. I love football. I like to watch football all the time. If I have the time to watch football, I watch football. And to play against players like Semenyo, that I see every weekend, and Man City playing and doing brilliant teams. Also Palmer, Bellingham. I'm really excited about this group, because I will play against them, And then this is really good test for me. I like to play against players like this to also show me that I can play against them, So I'm so happy.
I get the same thing, sometimes I'm the same as you. I love football. I watch so much football. And sometimes when you watch these games on TV, you almost, I don't know about you, but you kind of like forget that you're a player a little bit as well, and like you're watching it just as like this fan and these amazing players, and then you realize like, hang on, I actually get to compete against these guys, and it's and then, as you say, you get to enjoy that moment of like, that's the real test, to do it at this stage, on the biggest stage, against the very best. That's what we all dream about as kids, right? So when you think back to 2018, and now looking forward to this World Cup. How does it feel different for you personally, and also for Panama? Because like 2018 was also my first World Cup, and you know, I remember the feeling of the first one, and as you said, like the enjoyment and like the love of like, wow, this is, you know, this is the World Cup, I'm here. And but then the next time it changes and you have a little bit more like, I don't know, you have a little bit more of a point.
I know what you say, because when we play in 2018, like I told you, we were there to enjoy, to be happy, and also because at that moment we have the legends of Panama doing their last dance, like say. But now we have young team, we have good players, we have motivation, you know. So we want to make history.
What would history mean for Panama? What would that be? To win a game?
Yeah, we never win one game in World Cup, and also if we have the opportunity to go through to the next round, of course, will be very, very beautiful for us.
Yeah. Do you think because of the new, because there's more teams and a different format, do you think that gives teams like Panama, I know, you know, for us as well as Australia,
yes.
do you feel like it gives you a better chance to achieve this?
Yeah, of course, because you have now 3 teams can go through, so it gives you more opportunity to go, and then you have to doing the thing good to go through. So if we are motivation and we have a good mentality, I think we can do something special for our country.
Yeah. When you arrive at the World Cup and you get there for that first game, what will that mean to you? Like to be there again in this moment? Like
proud moment, because all what I passed in the last months, and what this mean for me to get this opportunity again, and to be there to represent my country like I always want to do. I mean, it's a proud moment for me.
Yeah, amazing. Mate, thank you so much for telling me a little bit about it. I've absolutely loved hearing some of your stories and everything. I do have some last little quick fire questions for you. Are you a shirt swapper? Do you like to swap after games, or do you not so much?
Normally I don't do. It has to be like special player, or maybe if the other player asks me for my shirt, I give.
Okay.
But normally, because I have a big family.
Okay. So you want to give all your shirts away to them?
Normally I give all my shirts to my sister, brothers, cousins, friends that I grow with me, and then that's why I never change. Normally I never do.
But if you could choose one for this tournament, who would you choose?
Luka Modric, 100%. Yeah,
easy
because
answer,
it will be his last World Cup, and because, like I told you, I really like him as a player.
Do you have a moment from a World Cup from when you were a kid, from a particular memory of one that stands out for you, like a real moment? I remember, for me, my first one was watching Senegal against France, the opening game of 2002 World Cup, when Senegal scored and they did the celebration, dancing around the shirt. This is like such a vivid memory for me watching this game. Do you have a memory like this?
My first memory that I remember was the goal of Chabalala against Mexico in 2018 and 2010. Sorry, the World Cup of South Africa. Because at that moment I think I was like 12 or 13 years. And then I saw this goal, my friend, and the celebration also was amazing.
The celebration was amazing. It's always the celebrations. I feel like these are the ones that stay in the memory, right? For special
because
reason.
After when I play in the academy or something, when I score, I always celebrate like that.
Yeah, you did the same one.
I did.
Nice.
I did.
Yeah, iconic. No, it's so good. And in your team, with Panama, is there a player you think we could look out for, a special player that could have a big tournament, a big impact for you?
If I have to choose one, I have to say Cristian Martinez.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's gonna be one of our best player in World Cup.
Yeah, cool. One last question. When you prepare for a game, what do you like to listen to? Do you have headphones on? You like to talk to your team? What's your
I
music?
normally I put my music, obviously from Panama. I have one. The name is in Spanish is Sueños. That is Dream of Sesh. The artist is Sesh. He's from Panama. Yeah.
Oh, great.
So this music I like to listen before the match.
That's awesome. Mate, thank you so much again. I've absolutely loved hearing about this, and good luck to you and your team. It's going to be it's going to be amazing.
Thank you.
From fighting for his place to carrying the expectation of a nation to everything it takes just to get to a World Cup. Thanks for a really honest conversation. Amir, best of luck this summer. We'll be watching. Because as we've heard in this episode and right throughout the series, the World Cup isn't just about stepping onto the pitch, it's about everything that it takes to get there. That was the latest episode of Footballers Unfiltered, looking ahead to the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Make sure you hit subscribe to be the first to enjoy the next episode.